Hello my friend, my name is Ngakan Putu Widyasprana. You can call me Ngakan. My NEM is 033. Today, I and my friend will discuss about comparison. So, let's begin.
Okay, now we will discuss about conditional sentence. What is the definition of conditional sentence? Conditional sentences are also known as conditional clause or if clause. Why conditional sentence say if clause? Because they are used to express that the action in the main clause if a certain condition with a certain condition. So uh, the tip the type of conditional sentence is are 5: type 0, type 1, type 2, type 3, and type mix. Type 0. This type, also known as zero conditional sentence. Zero conditional sentence is sentence explain or expose the truth and the scientific fact. So let's get to the example. Example number one: I will if I find her address, I go to her home. Number two: I be so fat if I always eat a junk food. In this sentence, you will see a word if and simple present. So the type zero you can meaning the conditional sentence that use if and simple present. Go to the exercise. If I blah 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 my table, my mother will blah 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 angry. We use word punch and get. So if I punch my table, my mother will get angry. Number two, I blah 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 my paper test. It blah 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 s. We use word burn and become. So the answer is I burn my paper test. It becomes s. So like this. Next, type one. This type also named as the first conditional sentence. This conditional sentence have a change the action happen in the future. So let's go to the example. Number one, if I find my handphone, I will call her. Number two, I be so lazy if I will go to village. So in this case, we will see the word we use in this is a simple future. Yeah, simple future. Uh, so let's get the exercise. Number one, make conditional sentence with type with eat and get. Number two, make conditional sentence type one with cook and clean. So the answer is number one: if I eat my brother ice cream, he will get angry. Number two, I will cook dinner tonight if you clean the house. So thank you.
Now I'm going to present about conditional tense in the conditional of true in the present or future. My name is Albertus Suryawan with the number 093. So in conditional sentences that express true factual ideas in present or future, the simple present is used in the if clause instead of the simple future. The result clause has a very possible verb forms. There are five possibilities for the type of the verb that can be used in the cause verb. Cause. The first one is simple present, which can be used to express habitual activity or situation. The second one is simple present or simple future, which can be used to express an established predictable fact or general truth. The third one is simple future, which can be used to express particular activity or situation in the future. The fourth one, we can use models and phrasal models such as should, might, can, be, or be going to. And the fifth one is an imperative verb. Here are the example of for its possibilities. The first one we have, if I don't eat breakfast, I will get hungry during the class. The second one is water first or will first if the temperature reaches 0 degrees Celsius. The third one is if I don't eat breakfast tomorrow morning, I will get hungry during the class. The fourth one is if it rains, we should stay home. And the fifth one is if anyone calls, please take a message. Besides the five possibles that have been mentioned before, sometimes we could use should in the if clause. See, it can be used to indicate a little more uncertainty than using the simple present. For some comparison, try to compare between these two sentences. The first one is if anyone calls, please take a message, and the second one is if anyone should call, please take a message. Although it might be it might be written as a different sentences, but when you took their meaning, it should have a same meaning. Here are some exercises. If it's rain, what always happens? If it for something that for if clause that is near the actual factual, it also can be read as if it written as when it rains, what always happens, or whether it rains, what always happens. For this first questions, there might be many answers that can be used to answer these questions, but one of them is if it's rain, the street will get wet. For the second one, if it rains tomorrow, what will happen? As the same as the first one, it may have many answers, but this one might do. If it rains tomorrow, I will drive my car to college. And the third one is if it's cold tomorrow, what are you going to wear to class? For this, I'm going to use this answers, which is if it's cold tomorrow, I'm going to wear something warm. That's all for me. Thank you. Thank you for watching.
Hello, my name is Kompiang Sukadharma and my student number is 83. Now I will continuing my friend's presentation. I will explain about untrue or contrary to fact in the present or future, or we can call it with type 2 of conditional sentence. Because my friends have explained about the definition and the form of type 2 of conditional sentence, now I will explain about how actually the meaning of the sentence or how actually the sentence works. Okay, the example is number one is if I thought this class I wouldn't give tests. Uh, what is the meaning? So this sentence usually told by the teacher or lecturer to the students. The meaning is if I, as a teacher or lecturer, teach this class, I wouldn't give tests. But the fact is I don't teach this class, so I can give tests to this class. We can conclude if number one sentence is contrary to fact. Number two is if he were here right now, he would help us. The fact is he is not here right now. So we can conclude if the sentence contrary to fact. Number three, if I were you, I would accept their invitation. The fact I am not you. So we can conclude if sentence number three is contrary to fact. Okay, next is I will explain about another form of type 2 conditional sentence. We have two clauses. The first is if clause, the second is result clause. In if clause, we have the form is if plus subject plus verb plus simple past. But if we pay attention to number three, we can see I followed by were. We know in simple past tense, I followed by was. But in conditional sentence, were used to follow singular or plural sentence. I'm sorry. Were is used to follow singular or plural subject. But if we want to follow I, he, she, it, or singular subject by was, we can use it in informal. Okay, the next is result clause. We can use another word to replace the would. We can use could, or might. Will express the probability, could or might express the possibility to the conditional sentence. Okay, let's take exercises. Exercise. If I be conditional type 2 conditional, the be is were. Okay. If I were a bird, I want not blank 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 to live my whole life in a cage. Okay. Because this is type 2 conditional sentence, we can fill this with wouldn't want. Why I can conclude this sentence is conditional sentence? Because this sentence is contrary to fact. Why? Because I am not a bird. So this is contrary to fact. Okay, that's enough from me. Thank you to watch my presentation. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Yauw James Pang Dwiputra Harta and my student number is 078. And at this time, I will explain about untrue in the past. Next, untrue or contrary to fact in the past is called type 3 or third type. The third type is events in the past and the events are contrary to what is in the sentence. Or it can be said that the third type is used for events that have already occurred and cannot possibly change again. And the grammar in the third type is if plus subject plus past participle and subject plus past future past perfect. Let's relook this. On the left side, if plus subject plus past perfect is called if clause, and on the right side, subject plus future past perfect is called main clause. In the if clause, there is if and past perfect. The grammar of past perfect is had plus past participle or verb 3. And on the main clause, there is a future past perfect. The grammar of future past perfect is would or could plus have plus past participle or verb 3. Okay, that is a definition and a grammar of the type or type 3. Let's we go to example. First, if you had told me about the problem, I would have helped you. On the left side is the if clause and the right side is the main clause. On the if in the if clause there is a if plus subject is you and the past participle is had told and me about the problem is the object. And on the main clause there is a subject plus past future past perfect. Subject is I and future past perfect is would have have and the subject is you. Okay, because this sentence is the untrue, therefore there is the truth condition. In truth, you didn't tell me about it. In the truth, the grammar is simple past. Okay, let's we go to number 2. If they had studied, they would have passed the exam. Okay, and in the truth, the grammar of the sentence is simple past. So, the contrary from this sentence is they didn't study, therefore they failed the exam. Okay, not for you. The auxiliary verbs are almost always contrary in the speech. Let's we go to exercise direction. Complete the sentence with the verbs in parentheses and make the sentence in truth. Okay, number 1. If I had not slept on the ice, I blank my arm. So we look on the left side is the if clause and the right side is main clause. Because the verb is prop, therefore the possible on the main clause is negative sentence. So the answer B, if I had not slept on the ice, I would not have broken my arm. Let's we look. On the main clause there is a not. Therefore, it is called the negative sentence. And in truth is I slipped on the ice, so I broke my arm. Okay, next number 2. If the weather had been nice, we blank to the beach. So the answer is if the weather had been nice, we would have gone to the beach. And in truth is the weather was not nice, therefore we didn't go to beach. In truth is contrary from the conditional sentence. And number 3, if I blank not money, I would have above a car. Okay, we look on the left side is if clause. The grammar of if clause is if the subject plus past perfect. Past perfect is had plus past participle. Because this verb on the if clause is have, therefore the past participle is had. So the answer is if I had not money, I would have bought a car. And in truth is I didn't have much money, so I didn't buy a car. That is just for this for the explain for you. Thank you.
Okay, my name is Kadek Pramesti. For the last digit number is 068. Today I'm going to explain about using progressive verb forms in conditional sentences. First, what is the progressive verb tense? The progressive verb tense, also called the continuous tense, is an English verb tense used to describe continuing actions that are in progress and ongoing. It can be conjugated to be used in the past, present, or future. For your information, even in conditional sentences, progressive verb forms are used in progressive situations. So, for the example 1, the true sentence is, it is raining right now, so I will not go for a walk. For the conditional sentence, it's become, if it were not raining right now, I would go for a walk. So we can see in conditional sentence it's at if, and it is raining right now become it were not raining right now. For another example, it's the true sentence is, I'm not living in Chile, I'm not working at a bank. For the conditional sentence, it's if I were living in Chile, I would be working at a bank. So for the example 3, the true sentence is, it was raining yesterday afternoon, so I did not go for a walk. For the conditional, it's, if it had not been raining, I would have gone for a walk. So it was raining yesterday afternoon. For conditional sentence is become, if it had not been raining. Okay, for the exercise, the first statement is, it is snowing, so I will go with you. But, so the conditional is, but if it weren't snowing, I would go with you. So the number 2 statement is, the child is crying because his mother isn't here. But the conditional, if he were here, the child wouldn't be crying. So the number 3 statement is, Joe got a ticket because he was driving too fast. But if he hadn't been driving too fast, he wouldn't have gotten a ticket. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Audy Cipta, ID number 013. Today we talk about using mixed time in conditional sentence. Okay, mixed time in conditional sentence should now be familiar with present, past, and future conditional verb form. Sometimes unreal conditional sentences are mixed, means that the time in the if clause isn't the same as the time in the result. Frequently, the time in the if clause and the time in the result clause are different. One clause may be in the present and the other in the past. Mixed conditional sentence combine two different conditional patterns. Several patterns can be used: mixed first conditional, mixed second conditional, and mixed third conditional. Okay, the first we talk about mixed first conditional sentence. First conditional sentence can use a variety of modal verb. The pattern is if, present simple, can or may or might or will or should plus verb infinitive. For the example, if you give me some money, I can buy some milk. First conditional sentence can also use going to as well as will. For the pattern, if plus present simple going to plus verb infinitive. For example, if you don't get ready soon, we are going to be late. The present continuous and going to can also appear in the if clause. For the example, if you are going to the shop, can you buy me some cola? The present perfect may also appear in the if clause. For the example, if you have finished your work, you can go home. Okay, the second we talk about mixed third or second conditional. This combination describes an imagined event in the past and the present result. For the pattern, if plus past perfect would plus verb infinitive. For the example, he had taken the medicine, we would then still be sick. For our exercise, please choose the sentence. The first one, which sentence is correct? The correct answer is A. If you had remembered to bring a map, we wouldn't be lost now. Number 2. Choose the sentence with the meaning below. Paul drove too fast. Now, he is in trouble with the police. The correct answer is B. If Paul hadn't driven too fast, he wouldn't be in trouble with the police. Number 3. Choose the sentence with the meaning below. I don't have a degree, so I didn't get the job. The correct answer is B. If I had a degree, I would have got the job. Number 4. Choose the sentence with the meaning below. You didn't fix the roof. Now it's leaking. The correct answer is C. If you had fixed the roof, it wouldn't be leaking. Okay, that's all about our lesson. Thank you for your attention. See you.